Thank you for putting God first in every area of your life. We've gone through this sheltered home, difficult season together, and I want you to know that even in the difficulties, there's great news. God's been doing some wonderful things in our congregation. I want you to know coming into summer, it's the most difficult time because our winter family usually scatters back to their summer homes, and we're left here looking for friends in the summertime. But right now, we have more people involved in our church family online and interacting with one another in Bible studies and Zoom meetings and worship services online. Our worship, our church family has been able to stay together for longer this season. And as you know, in the summertime, it's starting to get warm around here. Our utilities go up, our expenses go way up, our attendance is usually down. But right now, I have great news. We have been able to climb back into a summer reserve. We had used those during the first part of this COVID crisis. We had to use up some of our funding for the summer, but we're climbing back in. And I just want to thank you for putting God first in every area of your life. And there's many, many testimonies going on in our families of what God is doing. Let me give you another one. Maybe you've heard of the Congressional CARES Act, which helps businesses to be able to give payroll through this time, 2.5 months of worth of payroll. And Cornerstone, we were approved for that. But I need your help because in order to approve it in our church polity, with our governance and bylaws, we have to approve that as a congregation. And so you already have gotten an email. It's probably in your inbox. If you haven't already received it, go ahead and look for this email. And it's just an approval of a congressional help for helping with churches and small business, for-profits, nonprofits to be able to get through this season. It's a SBA loan, which is forgiven after the fact. And so that's how it works. And so because if it's a loan, our congregation has to approve it before we can accept the loan. And then we are only taking out the part for payroll. So that will be forgiven by Congress. So what an amazing time when the whole nation is coming together, even supporting churches to help us to get through this. So go ahead and vote for that. I want to encourage you to vote yes and know that there will be no debt service on this. We're only taking the amount that can be forgiven. And so you'll see that email. And on the other side, we're actually growing our ministry. God is really blessing. There is a revival going on, a renewal in our church, in our community, across our nation. People are coming to faith. So we just want to be prepared as we come through the other seasons. Just about a month or so away before we can get back together and start moving our ministry forward in person. I can't wait. I so miss our time together as a church family. But know this, while this season is almost over, we're going to continue to adhere to the health department laws. I know this is hard for many people not being in community, but the reason we're doing this is the Christian charity is that we look out for those who are vulnerable. That's what the Christian church has done since the first century. We always look out for the most vulnerable. So that's why we're not meeting in person. I know you might have been hearing some churches, some people saying we need to break this this shelter at home and start getting together. We're going to wait until the health department says it's okay, not for us, but for the most vulnerable. And that's what we do as Christians. So anyway, lots going on. God's blessings are being poured out. I'd love to hear stories from you. There's other stories of what people have been involved in. I'd love to hear from you and give testimony to what God is doing through this season in this revival time. We're going to have a very special worship service on the other side of this, where we're going to give testimony. We're going to worship God, where we're going to thank Him for His providence, His love, and His care through this season. Can't wait to be able to just sit down with you and share that worship as we go through this together, because Cornerstone is not a place that you tune in or that you just attend, but it's really a church family that you belong to. So I just want to thank you as your pastor. I'm just so proud of what God has been doing in and through you to raise hope and to unleash compassion for such a time as this.